Oh my gosh. All right, I have to tell you right off the bat, I'm so excited about this reading. Did I bring my coffee over? Probably not. I brought my water. All right, give me 1 second. Sorry, I wasn't ready. See, I prepared, but I over-prepared, I think. And so the things that I also needed to prepare fell by the wayside. This is called clearing the space, get it? This is a rare, you know what, let's give it a second. Hold on a second. Just give me a second. Oh, look at the beautiful view out there. So pretty. We've got some natural light going on today. It's probably gonna cause some shadows, but let's take advantage of the natural light. Currently it is like 3 o'clock, and I'm not usually here at my studio at 3, but I am today. Just centering my energy. Pardon. M'excuse. As you can see, I'm always at my art studio, but I was going to paint, so I'm in my painting clothes. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, first of all, I picked 5 piles today, and they are like all over, not all over the place, but they used so many different tarot decks, not even tarot decks, oracle decks. And so I am just so curious how everything's going to come together. On top of that, I gave all these little healing crystals, and the combination of some of these is very interesting. So I'm excited to get into that. And on top of that further, I wrote curated messages that like kind of get the energy or the reaction of the person I'm reading for. And today, I'm so excited about today's reading, you guys. I'm a Snoopy Suze. I know I've mentioned that before, but today I was called to read for what is going to happen in the near future. And I put a Christmas tree. It's not Christmas, it's past Christmas, but I put a Christmas tree because it felt like some gifts are coming in to a lot of these piles. And honestly, gifts are coming into all of the piles, but they might not feel all that joyful in the beginning. Okay, so like there might be some necessary healing that takes place. So just know that some of these definitely have an energy of wah wah, whereas others have an energy of like utter like shock and like, oh my god, really? Okay, so yeah. All right, I took a picture. It'll last longer. I'm going to insert it here, and we're gonna do our thing where we breathe in, and then on the exhale, we are drawn to whatever pile calls to us. Okay, ready? Let's do this together. Okay, ready? All right, and we're gonna do it one more time together, ready? So we go inhale and exhale and point to your pile. Okay, timestamps are in the description. I am super excited to read for you guys, and let me know if any of this resonates for you. Okay, I'll see you in there. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Look at my messy hands from everything I drew. Okay, all right, bye. I moved. Okay, I moved because it's pretty outside, and we might as well take advantage of the fact that I'm here during the day. I feel like you're far away though. Yeah, so we're on a different table. I'm hoping it doesn't shake too much. Hi! Hi! Pile number 1. All right, let's clear this space. Ready? Oh. Hello, pile number 1. Oh, my finger is all red from and blue and all kinds of ink, which will take forever. Okay, so off the bat, I do really like this energy, by the way. Okay. Okay, so what's the energy I'm pulling in? There's a giddiness with this one. This was one of the piles that I felt very like excited for. And the two off the bat, I'm just gonna say what I have here. I picked Carnelian. Sorry, I say it like, what's that Pokemon that I just quoted? Charmeleon? One of those. This is a very fire energy too. Very root chakra, very, I'm getting material, I'm getting love, I'm getting like I'm getting, not family? I got resurrection. I just heard the word resurrection. And I also pulled Hallite, which is a very clearing, energizing, creative, and spiritual kind of energy. And so there's a lot with like, I'm envisioning like as below, so above. There's like a connection, there's a wide open expansion in this energy, just intuitively speaking. And the channeled message that I wrote down for this pile was, I'm going to need a moment to take this in. I'm going to need a moment to take this in. I'm going to need a moment to take this in. I'm going to need a moment to take this in. Like, it feels like there's like a shock, but it feels good. Like, it feels like news you weren't expecting to get. Like, it just, like, an opportunity that leaves you kind of like, I'm trying to find my words. Shocked, but it's not shocked. What is it? I heard spellbound, but it's not spellbound. There's like a word that I can't quite find that describes it. And so you're kind of like, to the point where you're like, what? Wait, what? Huh? What? Wait, what? There's also a bit of energy, like I feel like you might be winning something. You're winning an opportunity, you're going somewhere. Whether that's physically or like educationally, intellectually. There's something with like furthering education, like learning something, like an opportunity to move forward. This is what I'm getting this energy. And I'm being led to like books and like studious things. I also have Encanto stuck in my head right now, so it's reminding me. But there's this one section, Dolores being told that she's getting the love of her dreams or something like that from Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. It's in that song. I'm also hearing that some of you like this expansive energy. There's this creative energy. The first one that I pulled up is the warrior. And the affirmation says, I ask for what I want because I deserve to get what I want. The energy is that you had planted a seed and now is the time when you're reaping those benefits. And it's coming into creation. Like, that's what I'm hearing. But it's not done yet. Like, you're going to be working. This is going to be an opportunity that you really have to, I almost said force. You're going to have to work with. There's no force, but there's definitely, what? I'm going to need a moment to take this in. Okay, can I click? I need to, I'm not understanding. Just listen to it. He told me that the love of my dreams will be love. He told me that so like that whole We Don't Talk About Bruno song is usually, it's kind of more negative and paranoid and kind of like, no, we can't discuss that. It's like fear-based. But the section that is coming to my mind right now is the calmer one, is the like the hopeful optimism one. And there's like something, yeah, there's something with clearing space. You have started to clear space, whether that's mentally, physically, like your actual physical space. And you are cleaning up, you're cleaning up thoughts, you're cleaning up habits. And little by little, that has made this space for things to come in, and you are ready for it. But there's still growth involved. Okay, so looking further into the cards, we have Dolphin. And now that I'm thinking of it, oh, I do have it right here. What would you like me to read about? Yeah, just keep pulling them. It's saying Dolphin, Raccoon in reverse, Mistletoe in reverse, Thistle in reverse. This is feeling like what's hidden from you. I didn't even know. When I pull these cards, they come out in different ways. And then I place them in whatever intuitively feels right. So these are like the healing messages, it feels like, and these are some extra to know. All right, You're leading me. You're in charge. So I'm reading Queen of Pentacles in reverse right now. What is going to happen in the near future? Keep that in mind. He'll be that. It's in reverse, okay? So this queen is rich in more ways than one. She has a stable and simple life that she has filled with things, people, and activities that bring her joy. She is nurturing and generous, seeks to bring happiness and provide a sanctuary to those she loves. If you are the queen, it's time to be nurturing and caring. It could be as simple as taking some time to cook a meal for a good friend or buying a cute plant for someone special. Be kind. It suits you. But it's in reverse, so you're not really taking these actions. You're kind of, okay, you are currently forcing things. Okay, well, what's coming in? Because that's what this message is. A warrior, the need to get what you want. The need to clear space and get what you want. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm going to need a moment to take this in. What is going to happen in the near future? I'm led to mistletoe in reverse. So maybe you are truly, like I was reading this creation energy and love was coming out. What are you? The Judge, affirmation. I am relentless in my pursuit of honesty and justice. So there's a lot with like needing to, I just heard cut ties before the lies that you've been living in. And I saw 1111 when that popped in. That came in very strong. Someone tapped me on the head and was like, cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me again, I would understand. I'm called to, it's time to be nurturing and caring. So maybe you have been forcing your way. I ask for what I want because I deserve to get what I want. But what's going to happen in the near future is you're going to need to be nurturing and caring to yourself. And you need to give yourself a moment to digest things and like take things in. Gosh darn it. Now that I'm like reading it a bit more, I'm seeing, this might be somebody else's energy, but I'm seeing, it's knocking down. I'm seeing this like this love story now. I get really annoyed when I have to read love stories because I find the energy is very confusing and overlapping at times. And because the energies can be, they can have different emotions at the same time, it can be really like, I think I already said overlapping. Okay, so I'm gonna ask, dear angels and guides of the highest truth and compassion, please let me organize these thoughts and lead me to what I should read first. Okay, Thistle in reverse. Yeah, because I'm getting this message now. I'm getting a story. I'm seeing a whole love story here. And like a hurt in love and a need to heal that and take time for yourself because there's like an energy of hiding away to heal and just to regroup. Okay, Thistle 37. Okay, something is holding you back from making progress, like abundant thistles on the path of your journey, waiting to be a spine in your foot. Complications are frustrating, but sometimes ultimately unavoidable. You can't move forward while you're bottling up anger and aggravation, whatever the source. Find it and confront it. The process of removing that thorn may be difficult and painful, but if you're going to make any progress at all, it will only come after you've faced your problems. So like the giddiness and energy that I'm feeling is coming in for you, and now I'm led to the dolphin. And I know everything I'm reading right now is like, it doesn't sound very fun, but I was getting a giddiness. I swear I was. Okay, let's read about the dolphin. So maybe there's the near future, you're going to need a time to regroup. You're going to need a time to kind of pull back into yourself, maybe read a good book, maybe get lost in, I heard a journey or a metaphor or like a storyline. Something to take your mind off of something that is distracting you from gifts and abundance coming in. Okay, dolphin. Dolphin is upright. Okay. Innately intelligent, healer, light blessings. The gifts of the dolphin are beyond what our human minds can grasp. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role on the wheel of karma that coming in contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. When in balance, active healer, strong spiritual practice. Yeah. So what is going to happen in the near future is you're going to have a time of pulling your energy back for yourself. And it's just going to be about you regrouping here. And then by the springtime, oh, I love that for you. I like that we have a timeline, so, take heart in that. By the springtime, by a new renewal, you are going to have such blessings and such lessons are going to have been processed and learned in some regard. I'm seeing the raccoon in reverse right now, and I've read that one recently, and it was also in the reverse. And now whenever I say reverse, I almost accidentally say divorce. So that could also be true. If you are regrouping and you are divorcing yourself from certain energies, whether it's a person, place, or thing, or thought process, I'm not here to say you need to break up with that person in your life. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to say you probably already know, and this is definitely going to be a space and time that you will be processing that information to come to a conclusion of what you need to do and what you want to do. Okay? But I am also going to let you know that there are blessings on their way, and it is definitely giddy, happy, good energy in your future. You're gonna go through a period where your energy is pulled back, okay? And that's kind of winter. If you're watching this, I have it as timeless, but if you're I'm saying words so strangely. If you're watching this in real time, like as I uploaded it, just know that like winter is a time to restock and to like pull back energy and just, it's more reflective. Like you're internal, you're kind of in hibernation. You're processing stuff, and you might get, stick with me, you might get full and fat with emotions and energies, and then releasing them by the time spring comes here, whenever it's rainy and you're processing and letting go. Because there's like a letting go in the spring. There's a letting go constantly. Raccoon in reverse, though. Competitive, starving artist. Yeah, so I'm getting this energy that you were pushing, and that was the first thing I saw, was this energy of like trying to make things happen. But there was also like you were making things happen, you just didn't need to push so hard. Like that's what I'm hearing. Like you can, and that's why the energy is like you're gonna pull back, like stop pushing forward, stop running ahead. And I'm getting the red energy, which is like sometimes like overdoing it, and there's an energy of like not feeling like you're deserving or good enough. And that makes sense because the dolphin was also saying a similar energy in that. And now I'm called back to the judge. You're being judgmental of yourself, and you're judging your goals, you're judging your own interests, and you're kind of like setting yourself for like feeling like an imposter. And you're not. We're all kind of like humans, okay? And humans are constantly learning things. And so when you feel like an imposter, it's also because you feel separated, segregated from other people and their thoughts and feelings. Like you believe they're judging you, and so you judge yourself. And that energy is such, like, no offense, it's a waste of time. Just do you and heal from that. Whatever thoughts and feelings you kind of picked up, and there's like this is interesting. There's simultaneously, as you are learning something new, you are also unlearning something. And there's something you need to pull out of your heel, that thorn, that thistle needs to come out of your heel, and you need to heal, literally. Heal your heel. Heal your heel. Knight of Pentacles. I just internally asked, I was like, okay, but how can they heal the heel? And I was just led to Knight of Pentacles, just so y'all know. Where is my book? In front of me. Knight of Pentacles. It's upright. The knight is solid, dependable, and obviously has a serious work ethic. They have no problem keeping their head down and getting the work done, and they'll do it perfectly. Their attention to detail and their ability to deliver is admirable. If the knight is you, it's time to toil away and get shiznit done. It's going to take long, hard work, but you will probably find some enjoyment and satisfaction in the process. Once you come to a conclusion and you focus your energy, because he's a little bit, like they said, dependable. And I'm not getting that air from this. I'm getting like red, masculine, pushing forward, aggressive, kind of annoyed that they're doing this. That's what I'm getting the sense of. But this energy is slightly pulled back, and it's no longer like frustrated. I'm getting money concerns that they're frustrated about too. And so if this is career focused for you, I'm getting this sense that like the starving artist energy, that's the frustration you're feeling when you're overly pushing ahead and you're not necessarily trusting in the universe and trusting that things will work out for you. And so you feel like it's this drive of like, well, I gotta prove myself. I gotta do this right. And you're like pushing, and it's just making everyone miserable, honestly, because you're judging yourself like, I gotta do this, I gotta push it through. But no, just be honest with yourself. Do you? Or do you have a moment? Do you have a moment to like pull back, have a cup of tea, and breathe? And this guy is just taking a moment. Like he's just like steady on his horse, looking at the money. And he's looking, it's a very, okay, Pentacles are a very, pretty sure, aren't Pentacles like an earth energy? There's like this is a bit more of a grounded energy. It is a bit fiery too. What is happening? Don't overthink it. Okay. Go back to the Judge. I am relentless in my pursuit of honesty and justice. That's okay. I see that. He is also very focused on this money coming in, this abundance in his hands. And so while there's like a negative aspect in the beginning of the judging and the imposter syndrome, which I was picking up on, or even just like judging that you want a new life and love in your life and love life. So some of you, this is educational. I really keep pulling in the educational. And that being said, you can learn so many lessons in love. Belladonna. Belladonna upright. Belladonna is a card of inevitability and sacrifice. There is a conflict inside you, making it difficult to focus on the task at hand. The shears of Atropos, the Greek goddess of fate, who gives Atropa Belladonna its name, are snipping at the threads you've carefully put into place. Perhaps it is time to sit back and consider where things have become entangled. You may have to place some of your other projects aside to stop the main one from becoming completely knotted. I wonder, okay, now that I'm feeling this energy and I read that, there is a lot with focus. You know, these, like a lot of these energies are very focused. They're looking at, like this guy, well, I mean, I don't know. He looks like he's looking straight at me and judging me, judging himself. This guy is looking at a heart while he's propelling himself forward. He's following his heart, or he's overly pushing his heart, is honestly, because he looks kind of like overly confident. Like he thinks he knows this is what he's supposed to do. But that's not his heart, that's his head speaking. And he's not quite spiritually connected. And so he's becoming a starving artist and not really honoring the gifts that they have in their quietude. This guy, solid, steady. These are the energies that I'm feeling are in your near future, where you're going to pull back your energy. You're going to take time for healing. and taking the thorn out of your heel and healing, and taking the thorn out of your heel and healing, and taking the thorn out of your healing, out of the heel. I think I repeated that so many times because the energy here, I'm realizing, I was like, okay, well, maybe in career, okay, well, maybe in, maybe in romance, okay, maybe in this. I feel like there are a lot of distractions right now, and you are kind of getting overwhelmed by that and overstimulated. I mentioned like the letting go and releasing and like making way for opportunities, and I do think that there's so many different areas of your life that are feeling overwhelming in tiny ways, that all together you're feeling this like, oh, how do I push forward? I'm not hearing the balance is the issue. I'm hearing that it's the amount. And I just saw 25:55 at the same time. It's 3:33. So that feels like poignant. Thistle in reverse. Mind, body, soul. Threes. Mind, body, soul. You've got thorns stuck in one area or a couple. One area, I'm hearing. One area is like a thorn in your side that you're just kind of ignoring and just trying to move past, and just like you're using other aspects of your life to focus your energy and move past this thorn in your side, but you still didn't take the thorn out of your foot. It hurts. And so you're being encouraged, and it's inevitable that you're going to slow down and you're going to take that time to really take that thorn out and release it. And now I'm Snoopy. I'm like, how do they do that? They stay focused on what they want. They stay focused on what they truly want to bring into their life. They stay focused on the gift at hand, the gifts at hand. There is a way to be grateful and thankful for the lesson of the thorn in your foot. You're like, oh, you taught me to pull back my energy. You taught me it's okay to get help and ask a doctor. Like things like that. Speaking of which, I'm going to pull back my energy, and I still haven't quite learned how to drink out of this, so I might spill this coffee all over me, okay? Yeah, I'm here. We don't talk about Bruno, no. And that's the thorn that's in your heel, is the thing you're not talking about. But there's a bit of like a focus on the negative. What if you flipped the script for a little bit, and you looked at this thorn, and you said, okay, I learned this from this. And in that action, in that practice, you can find gratitude, and it will kind of warm your heart a bit more. And it'll bring in that nurturing energy that you kind of need for yourself and for your situation, for gifts to come in. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh my goodness. Lots of dolphin energy in this. I just got balance. Are you upright? You're sideways. Okay. Okay, so dolphin. Went right to it. Okay, ready? Water element, carnation, geranium, agate, celestite. Emotional balance during a difficult time. Psychological balance and aid for mental turbulence, aiding those with addiction, I'm hearing. And now it's calling me to apple. Okay, all right, I hear ya. 53. Oh, and it's feeling very persistent. Like it's like, no, go. Okay, addicted to going too quickly, maybe? Apple 53. Someone's knocking at my head right now. Can I read? I'm getting a lot of fire energy. I'm getting a lot of red. I'm being led to a lot of red. And I was just led to thistle in reverse. Apple. Do you just want me to read it intuitively? All right, fine. Okay, I already forget what I read in here because this was very persistent. It's about balance. The fruits of your labor have not yet come in, and it can feel very frustrating. And sometimes to distract us from our frustrating feelings of impatience and all of that, and like imposter syndrome and feeling like you're not enough, we rely on substances. Some people's substance of choice can be smoking. Other people's substance of choice can be alcohol or food. That's a very big one. Anxiety. this might, I don't know if this is going to shock some of you, but anxiety is also a drug. You can be addicted to feeling anxious and thinking that that is normal. And at the same time, you're asking for support, you're trying to get help for the anxiety. And I know this personally. I was stuck in anxiety for 10 plus years, something like that, until I had to sit back in myself and really digest what I was anxious about. And I realized I was so anxious because I was asking for support outside of myself. And I mean, it has its time and place. Like, it can be baffling to have certain illnesses. It can be baffling to not understand certain things. I got lost in that with the education. Like, you have teachers, you have mentors, but it's important to balance the energies of taking in what other people say and not taking it personally and thinking you have to abide by that, you have to live by that agenda, those teachings. And you'll find that in like cults too. Like, you do not need to abide by a leader. There is a healthy level of detachment that comes into play when you are in a relationship, in any interpersonal relationships, family, friends, co-workers, bosses, just like politicians, things like that, religious figures. Oh, interesting. Beliefs, like societal beliefs, I just heard, because I was getting a lot with weddings and thinking, like, some of you might be thinking that you're supposed to get married to a certain gender, you're supposed to get married this way, you have to have these traditions, and then you get pregnant, and then you do this, and then you buy a house, and then you do this, else you have not lived the dream. And I'm getting a lot of this, like, really mad. And if other people live differently, you get really mad because how dare they live their own life according to their heart and needs and desires. Like, don't they know you're supposed to do it this way? That's the energy I just pulled in. And it definitely is related to love and how that goes. Like, first comes marriage, then comes... Okay, first, what was that? What's that kid thing that you sing? First comes kissing, then comes marriage, then comes someone with a baby carriage. You know, like, there's this idea that you do it in a certain way. And if people have not, you are judgmental? You're mean about it. Why are you so mean? Why can't you just understand? Yeah, like, pull back your energy, detach a little, and realize that everyone is living their own lives. They have lived their own lives for a certain amount of time and stuff. So, like, cool off, man. Like, why are you taking other people's lives so personally? Just like, if it's not hurting anyone, why not? And you seem like you're hurting yourself and hurting others. And that aggression, I'm pulled back to the belladonna again. Belladonna. It sounds so beautiful. Here it is. Perhaps it is time to sit back and consider where things have become entangled. You may have to place some of your other projects aside to stop the main one from becoming completely knotted. There is a conflict inside you, making it difficult to focus on the task at hand. Yeah, I think the conflict for some of you is that you think life needed to be a certain way and it ended up not being. And you ended up not liking it the way that you pursued it. And that's okay. Like, you're allowed to change your mind. Things are allowed to change, and you are capable of adapting. I feel like some people need to hear that they are capable of that. Okay, now I'm called to the apple again. And I didn't get to read it before. 53. Not so long ago, now this is in reverse, okay. So not so long ago you set out on a path with a goal in mind. Now, after all your hard work, determination, and passion, you're so close to completion that you can almost taste it, but a hitch has pushed you back a few steps, undoing some progress. Don't let frustration convince you to throw it all away. Have patience, untangle the knot. Again, we're getting this untangle the knot. Ooh. I have something to say about that. In front of you, and accept that delays are inevitable. There's that inevitable again. So inevitability is popping up out here multiple times. There is a lot of passion. There is a need for patience. Success will be just as sweet tomorrow as it would be today. I'm led away from that comment. Don't let frustration convince you to throw it all away. Okay, so I was getting a sense of, I keep hearing, when I hear the word untangle the knot, entanglement, there's an attachment issue here in love. And I got chills with that one. Or family. Matters of the heart. Their passions, I heard. Oh, okay. I can talk about that one. I like that one more. I don't like bringing in like, oh, there's a third party. Oh, there are problems in your relationship. Because I actively try to avoid that. Because like I said, those feelings, they're very entangled, or they're very overlapping. And maybe that's why it's confusing. So maybe there is a pushing forward thinking that love needs to be a certain way. And if it doesn't, you tend towards the need for control. And that can be through distractions like video games, drugs, alcohol, or persistent thought that you can't release, like rumination. And the apple is releasing here. Like there's like, since it's in reverse, it's almost like you're dropping the apple. Maybe you're afraid if you let go of this push forward energy that it will fall apart. And to be fair, that could happen. There is a need to release, though, to see how the chips are going to fall. You know, it is a risk, and you're not in control. And that's why you can feel like an imposter, because there's this idea that you should have it all figured out and in control. And if you don't have it controlled, then, you know, there is a need to pull back and find that nurturing ground where you say, I need to give up. Oh, I love this story. I'm going to tell a story. Hi, I'm going to tell a story. Okay, so one of the therapists, oh, here comes the sun. Do you see it? Ooh, it's so pretty out there. Okay, one of the therapists that I saw back in the day, when I was like talking about my depression and stuff and trying to go through my eating disorder, and it was bad, it was not going well. I was not in a good space at that time. I was like, I just want to give up. And she was like, why don't you? And I was like, what? She's like, why don't you give up? Why don't you decide to give up? And I was like, oh, I'm allowed? Because most people would say, don't fight your eating disorder, fight anorexia. But I was interpreting and speaking it like, I want to give up, as in I want to take my own life, I want to end it, you know, because I was in that mindset. That was my go-to thought process at that time. And she rewrote it simply by repeating my words back to me softly, in a nurturing way, in a validating way. And I was like, huh. She didn't explain the process of why she did that or anything like that. She didn't need to. I felt it. I felt it in my heart. I felt it in my spirit. And it stuck with me forever after that. I was like, oh, I can give up. But that's not a bad thing. Huh. It's just like, it's so small. But sometimes you need a small message that sticks with you and just kind of hits different. And that hit different. And I think that's what, like, I'm going back to this. I'm going to need a moment to take this in. That was one of those moments for me where I was like, oh, huh. And it opened up new pathways, neuroplasticity, it opened up new transmitters were firing. And I started to realize, wait a minute, there is another way. And that energy right there is what's popping in for you. Is there anything else I should read? Because this feels like it's finishing up. I did pull a moon card for you. Balance spirituality and practicality. Yes, look at that. I even said that just to say, like, that's the grounded energy and the spiritual, like, expansive energy. Yeah, and that you need, like, as above, so below. I also pulled some healing cards for you. Pink opal, aquamarine, go with the flow. Be kind to yourself. Duh. Lightness, may the light lift you to the surface. And then forgive, may you let it be. Yeah, and I don't even need to go into that energy too much more. Did I read everything? Is everyone happy? Yeah. Okay. All right. So pile number 1, that is what is going to happen in the near future for you. And as well as what's been happening. There's a whole path here. So I hope this brought you some confirmation into your journey, and I hope that you related to it. And if you did, let me know. Like, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, comment below. All right. Bye, number 1. Hi, file number 2. Already, okay, just so a recap, today's reading is about what is going to happen in the near future. And I was already getting, okay, so one of my favorite stones, I think it's a citrine. No, it's like it's a healer's stone. So you might be, I'm already getting like, I was picking up, okay, I can finish the thought. I was picking up that you were working in a field where you work very closely with people and their emotions, or just like caretaking. That was the energy I was getting. I was seeing a lot of blue, but it was like, it was a slight blue. Wait, let me describe it. Okay, so I was getting this sense that there's like a sadness, but it's like a slight sadness. It's like a part of you sadness, like a light depression that you have just, I think it's like dysthymia. I think that's what it's called, where it's like a low-grade depression, but it's just kind of part of your life. And it's kind of normalized. And that can often, you see that a lot in professions where they work closely with other people and their burdens. And it can be draining to be a healer around hurting people, especially like you are empathetic is what I'm hearing. You're very tied in with other people's feelings and emotions, and you want so much to relieve them of those burdens. So that was the energy I was picking up right away. And this is pile number 2. And oh my God, I want to hold on to this like, whoa, it feels good, man. Oh. So there's a lot of like healing I'm already feeling. Oh yeah, this is the sad pile. Okay, so when I wrote this, I was like, oh, and it says, just say you're sorry. Which technically is from, I say it in my mind like it's from Wicked, the musical, the original musical, where Glinda says, just say you're sorry. You can still be with the wizard. What you've worked and waited for. You can have all you ever wanted. So like, it's like Glinda giving advice in a way. And don't get stuck on Glinda because her personality in certain depictions. But it's that energy of like, just, it's like pulled back and just like, please help yourself, please. There's that energy. And there's a lot I'm already picking up with this idea of transformation. Like you want to help someone in your life. This isn't necessarily you. Someone in your life needs healing, and you want them to take I don't like the word responsibility because it sounds harsh, and that's not at all the energy I'm picking up here. The energy is like you pity, but you sympathize. And you want so much for them to just like love themselves and take, again, I keep coming back to the word responsibility, but that feels too harsh. You would never say that. You would tiptoe around it. You would walk on eggshells around that and just be like, can you just like help yourself? Can you please change? Can you please? And it's just so sad because you know you're not in control of this other person, that you cannot really have an effect on their beliefs or their habits or the outcomes. And you know that, and that feels very helpless. So there's an energy of feeling very helpless. And this is the sad pile. That's what I was referring to it, because compared to the other energies in the deck. So I'm so sorry that you're here, and this is one of the more sad piles. But I want you to know that this is just a phase. This is just a part of your life, and everything is temporary, and you can get through this. And so let's look at this pile, like how you can get through this, okay? Because that's the energy. I'm already feeling like I want to come and give you a hug, because what you're going through sounds very trying. It sounds rough. And I'm putting this right in the middle. Okay. It wants me to read it right away. So it's in reverse. This is the improviser. I effortlessly adapt to deal with unexpected circumstances. It's in reverse, and you're feeling hopeless, like I said. Would you like me to read further into it? No? Okay, cool. All right, this is also in reverse. It is the dreamer. I pay attention to what my dreams are telling me or trying to tell me. Also in reverse. Just these beautiful, like upright. These cards are absolutely beautiful. There's peace, there's transformation, but it is in reverse, and it doesn't feel like it's your energy that you're trying to change. It feels like you just really wish someone you love and care for will wake up and will change. And it's a hopeless, because maybe this is a dire situation where the person, because of their habits, because of their choices, it's having a lasting effect on their mental health. It's having a lasting effect on their physical health. I'm getting very strongly it's a physical health thing, where like maybe someone is overeating, maybe someone is under. Just say you're sorry. Maybe you were. Sorry, I just got thrown off there. It wants me to move on. Okay, you also got the unicorn. I feel like your energy is beautiful. Oh, I really strongly am getting like this sense that there might be someone, it's like The Whale, the movie The Whale. Someone in your life might be overindulging, overeating. There could be an addiction of some form. I keep getting, Buster Jones is not skin and bones. In fact, he's remarkably fat. So like, maybe there's a strong desire to try to help someone who is overindulging, but because they feel so down on themselves because of their life choices, or they do literally feel stuck, like they don't know how to move forward, they don't know what advice to take because diets don't work, just so you know. There's no change. And all of you feel stuck because like sometimes being morbidly obese can have, like, literally morbidly obese, it can have dire consequences on your organs, on your mental health, on your loved ones and their mental health. Like, it affects everyone. And not talking about it affects everyone, and talking about it too much affects everyone. Like, there's a balance with it. There's a need for support. Is it you? And then I just heard, I feel fat with emotion, which, by the way, as someone who overcame an eating disorder, that is very common, to eat because you feel full of emotion. And if you don't deal with the emotions, you might want to keep feeding. This is so, there's so much, and that's a metaphor, okay? There's a bit of a metaphor in it, but there is in practice as well. So it wants me to read about unicorn, and I'm still hearing Buster Jones was not skin and bones. In fact, he's remarkably fat. Okay, reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. It's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago. The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, maybe. Is it male, female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn, and you have begun your quest for the answers. There was a word in there that really stuck out, and it was about intuition. And like a unicorn is like, whoop. You know what could help people. You know what could help people. You know. And you want so much to be heard and listened to. And it can be so frustrating when people just like don't do it. It's so frustrating. And I'm not laughing at you. There's a wish and a desire for everyone to get along and to be connected. And that's why, like, perhaps you are saying, just say you're sorry. Like, please, just like, come on. Just like, wake up. Like, come on, guys. There's a lot of that. I'm pulled back to these energies. You want people to know that they can just go with the flow. You want people to just dream. there is an energy of, like, I'm already giving advice to flip them upside down. Like, they're making me flip them now. I effortlessly adapt to deal with unexpected circumstances. I pay attention to what my dreams are trying to tell me. There's a need to connect with your own intuition for your own goddamn self. Okay? Healer, look, it is so easy to get distracted and want to help everyone else, but you're wearing yourself thin with these constant thoughts about trying to help other people. And I would encourage you, even if you aren't a caretaker in some way, if you have like a child who is special needs, if you have a child or a loved one who is special needs in some way or needs certain accommodations, it can be very draining. A simple, like one single accommodation that you need is a lot. Like, as someone who wears a hearing aid off and on and struggles with eye problems and stuff, like, it's a lot. And it takes some helping. Sometimes the best way you can help people is to stand back and let them figure it out on their own, is what I'm hearing. I'm getting the sense, like, your mind's eye, like, we've got the unicorn, we've got the deer. There's a lot with sensory information. You are very connected, which is beautiful. You're super intuitive, but you use your powers more for other people than you do for yourself. And I'm sitting here being like, you are of service. There's like a whole, I'm getting a lot of greens. There's a connection with you're sensitive. There's a sensitivity about you. I'm pulling in greens, I'm pulling in pinks. And what were you've got your healing stone. Your voice is small. You're making it small. You're walking on eggshells. You don't want to flip tables. And so you are giving like a small voice and saying, like, just, you're in a tiny way asking for what you want and what you hope and what you desire. But in your near future, I'm already being pulled to a different card. Persist. May your ripples build the swell. So you're like being small. You're saying, just say you're sorry, just make these changes. You're like offering these words of advice, and it's small at the moment, but where's it going? I want to know where it's going. And it's flipping Hawthorne upright. This is where it's going. And I just heard Buster Jones is not skin and bones. Okay. The wisdom is the past. Oh, okay, excuse me. The wisdom of the past is all around us, and there's plenty that we can learn from it. Hawthorne helps us to reconnect with these stories, carrying a link to the spirits of the past in the scent of its blossoms and helping us to speak with them. What's stopping you from moving forward? Consult your past. Think about when you or a family of or a member of your community may have encountered something similar before. I'm sitting in the quietude. Okay, let's read about deer, which is also upright. Loving, intuitive, graceful, the mother. The deer represents the feminine aspects of earth energy. The energy is available to all creatures regardless of gender, but is especially potent in new parents. During the first few days, they are fully present, nurturing, and calm. Their inner beauty radiates and a sense of grace calms the room. Which is probably like that Wicked song where, you know, like Glinda is kind of put together, it seems like. And that moment in that song was a moment of vulnerability where she was kind of pleading and was asking for what she wanted, but understood that she couldn't really, you know, she could just say what she wanted. A deer personality affects others in this way, drawing them towards a quiet tenderness. The deer card may appear when a birth or celebration of new life draws near, or when a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. When in balance, receptive, compassionate, and nurturing. I told you this was like you want to protect this energy. Like, your energy is just a gift, because like, imagine a whole life, a whole room with people that have your outlook of like wanting to take care and nurture and protect others. What a beautiful society that would be. So your energy is beautiful. It's to be commended. And what are we talking about? Like, I'm hearing over time, your words are going to be impactful, but they don't want you to get hung up on that. Like, oh gosh, You should not be responsible for this person and their actions and their change and their emotions, especially emotions. You are not in charge of their emotions. They're going to feel their emotions. They are going to have their own outlook on things. All right, I'm called to this. Adaptability upright. Cool. So this is an octopus. I'm getting a lot of like, intuitively, there's fear here, which is why there's like the walking on eggshells. There's a fear of letting go, and the letting go is of helping someone in some aspect, in some way. Oh, it is in reverse. JK, kidding. Yeah, adaptability. There's a sense like you don't think you can affect change. You don't think you can change things. You don't think your words matter. And that's why you are making yourself small. And I was seeing all this blue. You're making your voice small. You don't want to project it. You don't want to cause confrontation. But you do need someone to, and I heard really big, repent. You need someone to take responsibility. And now I'm called towards Hawthorne. Upright still. I need to go back to that, apparently. Carrying a link to the spirits of the past. And then I heard a love song in my head. Someone you love hurt you, hurt themselves, hurt you. And you're having issues adapting to that unpredictable moment, that challenge. And I'm called to in reverse. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. I think the winds of change. You personally want someone to apologize over and over, not over and over. You want them to apologize and make amends, and they're not doing that. And so now you're realizing that you kind of have to walk away. And it's sad because you're parting ways. All right. Bramble in reverse. These are your healing cards. Ease. May it be effortless. May you breaking this chain of events. You deciding, you finding your power in this, you finding your voice in this situation, instead of relying on someone else to like finally do this or finally do that. You are deciding what you're going to do, and that's the healing journey. Basil in reverse, man. 24. You're due to set out on a journey, be it physical or spiritual, so be ready for a change in your life. In Italy, pots of basil are left on windowsills to indicate that guests are welcome, and in Tudor England, basil was given as a gift to ensure safety while traveling. Drawing this card suggests that you're inviting in a change of scenery. Be sensible about your decisions, and your feet will lead you safely where you need to go. But it's in reverse, so you're not actually enjoying this moment of change. This is not a simple journey. You're not necessarily inviting in a change. You actually don't want to change. You don't want things to change. You don't want to have to adapt. You do not want to have to move forward on this new path. And it's sad. This path makes you sad because you wished it could have been a different way. All right, 54. The sickle upright. This card represents finality and endings. All your hard work has come to fruition, and now it's time to reap the rewards. The sickle is a tool for harvesting, a link between your body and the bounty you have worked for through your own expansion. Your harvest is gathered, your loose ends tied off, and you can draw a deep breath knowing that you've earned every moment of this. And just around the corner, the next spark of inspiration awaits. But you're not inviting in change. So what is going to happen in the near future? Oh, well, good. There is going to be an ending. Something is going to end. Queen of Wands in reverse is also part of the ending, so give me a second here. The Queen is bursting with life and infectious energy, and you can't help feeling like you could take on the world when you're around her. Her confidence and get-to-itness is so powerful, she motivates you to do stuff. If you're the Queen, life is giving it all to you right now. Good luck, ideas, friends, promotions. So channel this bounty into confidence. You know your strengths and weaknesses and how to utilize all your skills to get what you want. So get it, girl. But it's in reverse. So we're still in this stuck energy. What is going to happen in the near future is there is going to be an ending. You are going to cut this out of your life. But I feel sad saying that. And now I'm hearing Enya. There's a death. May it be. Ba-da-dum-bum, bum, 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 bum. You don't want it to end, but it's ending. This is a bummer, man. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I just want to be like, what can I do? What can I do? How can I help? But I think that's your energy. Bramble, 44. Let's read about it. Went right to it. You can never be too prepared for the next curveball. Even if things seem to be going well right now, take a moment to consider what pitfalls might lie ahead and how things can go wrong. Now, even in the worst case scenario, you'll be ready to catch yourself before you fall. Just like the bramble always protects itself against disaster, so too will you be safe from the worst of the fallout. But it's in reverse. You're not doing that. I keep wanting to know, like, well, how can I help you? How can I help you on this journey? You do have, I'm called to the hawthorn again. And this is 27. How can I help you on your journey? Learn from it. Helps us to reconnect with these stories. There's a sad truth here that I just keep picking up on. You can plan for the worst. You don't want to. You don't want a new romantic cycle to begin, which is why it's in reverse. You want this to work out. You want it so badly to work out. But the good news is, I am called to the star. Okay? She's alone. She's pouring out the water. She is feeling her feels, but she's looking directly at it. And she knows that so like in your future, there's going to be a release, but it's definitely, you're going to be in your emotions. So what's going to happen in the near future is you're going to cry. You're going to be very sad. You are going to be healing. You are going to feel lost. You are going to feel messy. You are going to feel like you don't know what your next step is. But intuitively, you are going to always be connected. Just remember that. And you can always ask for support for yourself and your own healing. It's not going to make it easy, but what will make it easier is remembering what lesson you have learned. Okay, and so I'm going to read the star, which is the only major arcana up here, up in this grill. I just heard celebrate, celebrate, come to the music, celebrate, celebrate, come to the joy, celebrate, celebrate, sing hallelujah, celebrate, celebrate. Okay. Darkness has turned into light. The star is peaceful and content in her nudity. She has been born anew and became stronger from her trials. She is free and unburdened, not trying to balance or control anything, but is happily pouring her cups full of life, energy, and love out into the world. The ibis, symbol of creativity and inspiration, flies high in the sky above her, and the stars shine brightly. I'm just going to cover her for her. Despair has turned to hope. Your wounds are healing. Your scars are fading. So bask in this time of peace and serenity. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Let yourself be free and accept these calm moments. The earth and everyone around you will rejuvenate you, comfort you, and fill you with joy. You are a shining beacon of possibility. So dream big and wish on that shooting star. If this ending has already happened for you, you might be in that space of feeling lost and feeling like you can't plan and you can't move forward and nothing is moving forward. But it is. Because now this wants to be upright. Queen of Wands. And she's got her flowers. She's got her familiars by her side. She is not alone. Queen of Wands. She is progressing. She is doing what she wants to do. The queen is bursting with life and infectious energy. You can't help feeling like you could take on the world when you're around her. Her confidence and get-to-itness is so powerful, she motivates you to do it. If you're the queen, life is giving it all to you right now. Good luck, ideas, friends, promotions. So channel this bounty into confidence. You know your strengths and weaknesses, how to utilize all your skills to get what you want. So get it, girl. So that's in your future. So there's going to be an ending, or it already happened. and you are moving into a confident time, but it is going to take some time and it's going to be some healing. Just focus on, okay, I'm going to read your healing. Yeah, prioritize your health and schedule yourself in. So there might have been, like, during this moment before I'm cleaning up, apparently, there might have been a time that you let yourself get into some addictive thoughts and habits, and maybe it's a time to clean up that. And may it be easy for you, and just your small actions will have bigger consequences on you. So if you want to make amends, if you want to heal something, start small. That's my advice. But the good news is I ended on that song, celebrate, celebrate, come to the music, celebrate, celebrate, come to the joy. And I'm cleaning up nicely. And so things are going to come together for you. And that's what's going to come out in the near future. Okay, so pile number 2. I know you're sad out there, but keep on steadily persisting. Okay? All right. All right, bye number 2. Bye. Hey guys, I'm cold, so I'm going to shut this window, but I wanted pile number 3 to at least see that, look, isn't it nice? Look, there's a window. All right. I'm wearing my scarf right now because I'm cold. Okay. Hi, pile number 3. Okay, so this reading is what is going to happen in the near future, and I'm a Snoopy Suze, so I love this topic. I'm so excited about this. So let's get into it. So pile number 3. All right. Okay. So before, all right, I gotta mention this. Before when I ended the last deck and I set this one here, I was already picking up an energy of tenacity, like there's like a strength, and there's a self-love with it. And I really do like this energy a lot. This is one of the more positive energies. But there's kind of like, yeah, what do you want? I know who I am. There's that energy. And so the card that, the channeled message I wrote was like, so what? So what? There's like an anger, but it's like a righteous, like, duh, yeah, you would be angry. And I'm not feeling like it's overwhelming you. I think it's just a matter of fact. Like, so what? Like, hold on. There is an anger. Okay. So there's like you're channeling your rage in good ways. Okay. I pulled a smoky quartz for you, which is a very protected energy for yourself. And you also got a rose quartz. Like, you got a bunch. I wish I knew what this one was off the bat. I'm getting the sense that there is, oh my goodness. There's like a speaking of your mind, and there's a confidence with it. You've got people to back you up, is what I hear. It feels very justice-y. It feels very straightforward, right to the point, no bullshit, is what it feels like. And while it's like, for some people receiving that energy, it can feel like a lot. For the right people, it's like, yeah, duh. Yeah, great. Let's move forward. It's a very practical, decisive is what I hear. And it doesn't feel delusional. Not yet, I heard. It's not delusional yet. Fascinating. Okay. All right. But overall, very good energy. Okay. So there's an aspect, like, if you get too much into your, I know what's right, and your intuitive, like, justice sense, like you're very connected with there's like a clear cognizance with you, where you just have a clear knowing of situations. You have good hunches. You understand things. Like, you're very intuitive. You understand things. But if that gets out of balance and you didn't notice it, and something sways it, and your self-importance, your self-love, your inner self-love might distort certain facts later down the line. So just always find that balance of, like, that energy. But there's like yeah, what do you want? Yeah, I know what I'm doing. You don't always know what you're doing, is what I'm hearing. So the self-confidence could err on the side, could veer towards delusion if you're not careful. But overall, I like the energy. It feels very nice. It can be a comfort. Like there's a leadership quality in this energy. Oh, and yeah, look at this. The Emperor. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That makes sense. So the first card, I'll read it for you. Affirmation. I am worthy of respect because I am respectful of all. And yeah, that is the energy. So even though this doesn't sound respectful, so what? So what? You're not one to take on people's delusions. You're not one to take on people's excuses, or their reasons are just like wishy-washy and you can see right through it. Like you're very clear knowing is what I keep picking up. And so like if we just look at this card, he's letting go of these fanciful thoughts, like these flying. So the one is a peacock, and peacocks are kind of like this like showboaty, like they put themselves out there. They're not afraid to be seen. They're not afraid to be in charge. That's the energy I'm picking up. And you are holding on steadfast to that peacock where you're like, yes, this is who I am. This is what this is what I believe. This is what I'm going to do. And you're letting go of the butterfly and like these delusions and stuff. There's part of you that's very practical. You're very grounded. I'm still hearing the word grandiose though. And so like it could turn into that if you aren't careful. So disregarding all excuses might not be the smartest of things, but I'm not here to give you advice yet, I don't think. Release. May you lay down your burdens. Lizard in reverse. Spider upright. Firefly upright. Firefly in reverse. Dandelion in reverse. Tulip in reverse. Blackhorn in reverse. The Empress is sideways. The High Priestess. Jesus. My God. Sorry, I'm just like in awe of who you are. My goodness. I feel like I'm in the presence of God. Like, there is something awe-inspiring about you. Your leadership qualities, your capabilities. Like, I am like almost am like bowing to this a bit. And I mean that in like the most respectful way. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness. First of all, we gotta talk about the fact that you pulled the Emperor, the Empress, the High Priestess. Like, I feel people backing up, going, and going, oh my goodness, oh, okay. You don't mess with you, though, because you know what's up, is what I'm hearing. Don't mess with you. Okay, I'm gonna read for the Empress, which was like sideways, because it's like both energies. Love is everything. The Empress is feeling herself. This benevolent goddess is alive and truly connected to the world and others through passion and pure emotions. The Empress is empowered by her love and sexuality, and her energy flows through everything around her. She gives life to the lush vegetation and receives life from the powerful river. She welcomes pleasure and feelings and fills each moment with ecstasy. Think less, feel more. Embrace self-love and use that self-love to build stronger and more profound. I'm being called. What's up? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Sometimes when intuition pulls me, it's like, ooh, I feel so like wobbly. What's going on? What is going to happen in the near future? Yeah, this is what's going to happen in the near future. Okay? So embrace self-love, but not to a delusional degree. Let's stay focused on that positivity. Build stronger, more profound connections with family, friends, or lovers is what I'm hearing. Make those connections. Be fulfilled by your social circles of those who love you. Drink from the cup of love. Allow it to nourish and warm you. Through love, you can find deep meaning and fulfillment. Love, love, love. It's all here for you if you let it in. And I am hearing like Encanto. So there is a lot of femininity, and this energy, like the High Priestess and the Empress are both sideways, which is usually just like, this energy is available to you. You just have to take it. So what is the current energy right now is the Lizard in reverse. I am fast moving right now. This feels like, the best way I can describe it is like the dragon energy, where it's very, which is probably why I'm reading Lizard right now. All right, this is in reverse. Elusive, non-committal, and flaky. So there might be like a push and pull. Do I accept this love? Do I accept this information? But you've got to like just lay it on the line. Be like, so what? So what? Like it's a very forward moving energy. It's very vibrant. It is very generating. There is a lot of fire and passion here and creation. There is disease at the moment, but in the future it's going to be better. So Firefly in reverse. I don't know why I put that back. Let me read about it. Firefly in reverse. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Found it in reverse. Burnt out feels dull. I mean, I was getting that energy when I was feeling called, and I'm like, oh my god. And I just went like, boom. There is, like, I am feeling a lot of fiery energy. It can be really, I feel like something really exciting is here. This newfound passion, this newfound, like, self-love energy is definitely propelling you forward. But the delusion is, the grandiose thing is that you don't need nobody and you can do it all yourself. Like there's a bit of like independent woman energy here, and in the future you can have it all if you let love in. That's what I'm hearing. The High Priestess we're gonna read about because it's sideways too. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? The High Priestess. Boss girl. I'm feeling career. You don't have to be a girl. Okay, the High Priestess. There are deep secrets and many mysteries in life. The High Priestess knows the path towards them. She sits on her throne with her laptop full of secret knowledge and wisdom, pensive but inviting. Behind her, a veil of pomegranate suggests the desire for answers is there, but we may not be ready to lift this veil of mysteries. The moon at her feet seeks to awaken our unconscious... Okay. Do you want me to read it right now, or can I finish? You can finish. Okay. And opens us up to hidden things and the strangest parts of existing. Be still. Sometimes the greatest power comes in knowing that you do not know anything. I didn't say that. You've come up against the truth that more self-knowledge is needed, and it's time to reflect in order to grow. Explore your subconscious, and I'm poking this, through meditation, through tarot itself, through study. It's not time to make big decisions right now. Okay, yeah, so that so what energy, that like dismissal, don't necessarily do that right away. Don't do it right away. Not right away. Think about it. Use your noggin, I just heard. Make a plan. Set in stone what you want, is what I'm hearing. Okay, dandelion in reverse. Like as I was reading that, it was like, go to this, go to this, go to this, go to this. So you'll excuse me while I go to that. I skipped right over it. See, that's what happens if you're going too fast. Dandelion. Through the dandelion starts life earthbound and steady. Though, that's why I didn't understand it. Though the dandelion starts life earthbound and steady, it transforms in the fall into a state where the earth cannot contain it anymore, and it becomes airborne and ready for a new adventure. This card represents being stuck between choices, staying rooted to the safety of the ground, or taking flight to new lands. This decision cannot be made lightly. It requires careful consideration and waiting for the right time to achieve results. But the decision must be made all the same. You cannot wait in limbo forever. And so it's in reverse. So it's like, just chill out. Don't make an impulsive decision based on what you think is right at this time. First, recollect and like really look. And a great leader, I'm going to go to this. A great leader listens, and it takes in the information, and it considers gaps and holes, and it looks at those potential, I almost said threats. It looks at potential obstacles in the future, and it's very decisive based on information. Like, that's the knowledgeable. So don't go into this space of, I know everything. because I have learned to love myself. That's not true. You have learned to love yourself, and you know that you're human. You accept yourself as human, and humans make mistakes. And so that also needs to come into play. So if your ego is at the stage where you're like, I know everything, I'm right, I know it all, you don't. And so now I'm called to read Firefly Upright. I was going to it. Okay, Firefly Upright. Upright. I don't know, I'm saying it like I'm right. That's what it sounds like. Inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. A firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high-frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? So there is that being taken with the, although this is like a very fiery energy, I'm reminded of like the Finding Nemo and getting into that, the current, and getting into that flow space, and it shoots you off in a completely different direction. And there is a need for doing that, but also like keeping a foot on the ground of what you have created and want to create. Okay, help me. This one next. Blackthorn in reverse. You know where you're going. You've got a plan in place and everything feels like it's on course. But with the appearance of Blackthorn comes icy hailstones, closely linked to Kalaleha, goddess of winter. The Blackthorn is a tree of strife that has a different idea of what's best for you. An unexpected change is coming your way, ready to interrupt even the best laid plans. Stay on your feet and be ready to react quickly. One wrong step will see you swept away. But if you're canny and heed this warning, you may still come out on top. But it's in reverse. So nothing bad is coming your way, but it is important to plan for it. No, it's linked to goddess of winter. The Blackthorn is a tree of strife that has a different idea of what's best for you. Yeah, I'm still getting that sense that like your ego can get in the way of you going on new adventures. And I'm literally seeing you going somewhere. For me personally, Firefly reminds me of one of my favorite vacations that I took with my family. And we just decided on the spur of the moment, I decided on the spur of the moment to spend some money and go on a vacation. And it was one of the most beautiful times of connection. And there was like, it was just a beautiful time. And it was funny because it was around Independence Day. So there was like I said you were like an independent woman. Lead. There is like this calling to lead. Lead what you started is what I'm hearing. Lead what you started. But there's no strife coming your way. The strife would be if you get in your own way and you don't delegate and you don't listen to your loved ones. Find the people you love and listen to them. I think that it's very straightforward energy because you are also very straightforward at this time. The Empress, you are like, you're a boss gal. You're like in it right now. You're good. Like, you're good. You're good. But like now you can make it even better. Like you can make it even better by like letting the people you love, like letting the feel good energies come in. Oof. And I'm getting the sense that you're hot. That knowing, that self-love, that confidence is attractive. And not that it's about you being attractive to other people. Okay, so this is going to happen in the near future. You are going to be hot. You are going to be free of your burdens. You're not going to be burnt out if you're careful. There's a lot of taking care of your tummy, taking care of your anger and regret, and focusing on the good feels. Okay, and I'm being led to, okay, selenite, clear the clutter. Makes sense. And then get out of your comfort zone, which I think you're already doing, but it's in reverse. So you're not? Okay, I'm going to read Spider. I thought it felt like you were doing fine. Oh, okay, but your ego was getting in the way and I was saying, like, listen to people you love and stuff like that. Spider is coming out. I'm going to read about Spider. Spider. Creator of prosperity through life's work dharma. I told you I was feeling like a lot of career in this. Blackthorn. Strife. What? Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry. Abundance follows. So the strife is, I'm back to Blackthorn. So let me double check this. I'm missing something. An unexpected change is coming your way, ready to interrupt even the best laid plans. Stay on your feet and be ready to react quickly. One wrong step will see you swept away. That is true. Okay, sometimes if you react poorly to a situation, you can destroy a relationship. Like, that's the energy I'm getting. Like, maybe you were too hostile in your so what? In your I know what's best, I know what's right, that you hurt yourself. Like, this is a hand filled with thorns. Maybe, yeah, and you pushed a light away. Lizard in reverse again. Elusive, non-committal, flaky. Okay, help me. Sometimes if you're in that energy of I create my own destiny, I'm an independent woman, I don't need no man, that kind of energy, even if you're a guy. You could have jumped the gun, and then you're like, oh, wait a second, and then you did assess the situation, and you now are in an area where you have to be like, oops, just oops. But you are less likely to have that same energy of, sorry, I made a mistake, you know, a very forward action leadership quality. And instead, you look, because you also don't want to look like you aren't decisive, you aren't these things, you aren't a leader, and you feel like if you change your mind, you're going to be seen as flaky. That's what I'm hearing. But if you do change your mind, and it's in alignment with your values and what you want, love, and desire, it's not flaky. You will still have that decisive energy. It just won't be so angry. And it won't be rooted in like past resentments that made you strong, that made you have to be strong. So there's no strife going on right now, but you might have accidentally jumped the gun on something, and there's a need to, I heard, protect your vulnerability, protect your heart is what I'm hearing. Protect your heart when you are honest about it. I'm getting like higher heart. So you have to be open to receive guidance. What's the healing message? Healing message is be kind to yourself, clear the clutter. Get clear-headed. Stick to your plan, but weave in systems that will take care of any previous hang-ups. There's a lot with like creating systems, creating plans to feel more ease. So the more that you lighten your load and your leadership, like maybe you have an issue delegating, which is why I kept pulling in that independent lady, don't need no man kind of energy. But there might be a need to trust others a bit more and to know that you are safe. Get out of your comfort zone. And that could be really difficult for you to trust other people and let them in and be vulnerable, because you have protected yourself so much and you have figured out a way to like be in this leadership position because it gave you courage and it empowered you. But there are times, like when you're a leader, there are also times when there are bigger risks and they affect you more. So you gotta be honest about that. You gotta clear the air, you gotta come clean. And you can't let your ego get in the way of that. And I think that's where, like, okay, help me. Take it easy, take it easy. May you shift and transform. What's coming in for them? They're gonna be hot. They're gonna be blazing, I heard. Blazing a trail. So you're going to be a leader. You're going to be in a position where people are really going to look up to you. Do not let yourself get in your own way, and make peace with you are imperfect and you're going to cause ups and downs. Tulip in reverse. I heard triumph is what I heard. You're going to cause triumphs. You're going to have victories, but that has its pros and cons. Tulip 14. Oh, I went right to it. Oh my God. Okay. Tulips are full of a boundless, unstoppable energy, full of color, creativity, and life. They're not slow or careful like the rest of the plant world. They're all about growing. Embrace the shameless, flamboyant vibrance of this flower and don't be afraid to put your stamp on the world. Be yourself, express yourself, make the art you want to make. Now is the time to turn life into what you want it to be. But it's saying, may you shift and transform. So you, and this is in reverse, like perhaps you aren't necessarily trusting this leadership energy. You're not trusting that things are working out as you want them to, a little bit. But what's coming in your future is your burdens, your strife, any kind of like questioning about your self-worth or overcompensation about your self-worth is going to calm. It's going to transform. And then I'm still reading this in reverse. In the 1600s, tulips caused one of the greatest cases of buying mania in history with some varieties, so sought after that a single bulb could sell for 2,500 florins, the equivalent of $150,000 today. So maybe with this leadership, maybe you're stepping into a leadership literally, like in your career, and you're going to get paid more. You got to clear out the clutter. You got to make way for all of this abundance to come in. Oh, and now I get to read it upright. Yay. Get your bag is what I'm hearing. Trust in yourself. Trust in yourself. And it's leading me back to lizard. What is the message in lizard? And I'm still hearing, take it easy. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. So yeah, take the necessary steps to take some time to yourself and really clear that out. Like, don't burn out on this energy because this energy is moving. You are moving. You are doing great stuff. And it is okay to kind of like rest a little bit and get out of your comfort zone, like pull back out of that energy, that push forward energy. And it's okay to relax a little bit, just a little bit, okay? Just relax a little bit. Anything else I can help? Firefly upright. You're going somewhere is what I'm hearing. You're gonna go somewhere. Oh, I went right to it. Look at that. Inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. Okay, I just heard maybe you go viral. You're gonna blow up very fast. You're gonna blow up really fast. Or maybe you have a hot temper. You're gonna blow up really fast. You're gonna get hot really fast. You're gonna be popular really fast. You're gonna be attractive really fast. You're gonna be really noticeable really fast. A lot of people are gonna notice you really fast. Something about you. Your leadership qualities are gonna be seen very quickly. Your attraction level, your capabilities, your shine, your ability to shine is going to be noticed very quickly. And do not get scared by that. Go with that energy, follow the fun, and just be honest about what you want and what you want to create. Lay down your burdens. Be honest about what is going on in your life. The highs and lows, take it easy. When you stab yourself in the foot, when you cause problems, I think I'm cleaning up right now. Oh, I am. Oh, but I have more cards. Work. Yeah, the bee upright. I don't think I've read any of these cards. Work upright. I've just been... The ancient Egyptians are considered the first people to create artificial hives for producing honey. They also believed that the sun god, honey is we may view the bee card as symbolizing the fruits of labor and a rich, successful outcome. Yeah, and I was actually seeing, I didn't mention it, but I have a picture of my daughter hanging up, and I dressed her up like a bee. And it made me think of that one song from the 90s. Heaven, let your light shine in. Is it that one? What's the one that has the dancing girl in a bee costume? It reminds me of that. And it's a very, like, take it easy, but you are working. But things are coming together. And there's a lot with, like, physical health in this as well. Okay, so... this is in reverse. What do you need to release? There is a lot about releasing something. The need to be right is what I heard very clearly. And now I'm pulling tarot for you. It did want me to call the cat tarot out here. So give me a second. What is something that they need to hear right now? You have a lot of cat toys there. It's a 10 pentacles in cat terms. It is not pentacles. What is it? They're like cat toys.
Okay, it's Wands. Understandably, you're exhausted. Look at all the goodies you've acquired. It may be this home stretch, but it's not time to let your guard down. Don't take on more than your fair share of burden and responsibility. Believe it or not, you have even more treats coming your way, but it'll take a little longer. Okay, so yeah, I was picking up, you're definitely a leader. You definitely might be picking up or doing too much of the workload because you are comfortable in that space and you aren't as comfortable asking for support and delegating. But in that is the lesson of trusting and moving forward. And so you will be coming into that energy of trusting more and in your femininity of receiving. So a lot of blessings are coming your way, but you gotta let them in. And you've got to start trusting other people to take on burdens that are like stabbing, like you're hurting yourself by trying to do it all. Anything else you would like me to read? Oh, okay. Selenite. Clear the clutter. It's time for a refresh. When you feel your battery is running low or your light is starting to dim, all it takes is a quiet moment to hit the refresh button and turn your inner light up to its brightest potential. Use this reset as an opportunity to cleanse yourself from anything that's dimming your energy. This might mean spending a few minutes outside to feel the sun on your face or sitting in silence and meditating for a few cycles of breath. Do what's needed to re-energize your spirit, feed your soul, and recharge your inner light. Core questions. Is your spirit feeling its brightest? What energies do you need to clear away? I fill myself back up with light. Today, visualize a column of white light radiating from your heart to the rest of your body. Love that for you. And getting out of your comfort zone is communicating and saying that you need help in certain areas. Okay, I'm already saying it. Bring in that self-love energy by being vulnerable and asking for support. Anything else? And that is what is going to happen in the near future for you, pile number 3. You are going to be doing these things. You will ask for support. You will get the support you needed, and you will feel more connected, and even more abundance and love and joy is going to come into your life. Definitely more love. Lots of love and connections, both in like love and in career. I'm seeing a lot of boss energy. Girl, you're getting it, is what I'm getting. And this is a very good energized feeling. And then the advice is don't get too burnt out. Ask for help. Get rid of your burdens. Anything weighing you down, anything that doesn't need to be there. Be ruthless in that area specifically. Be like, so what? I stopped coffee. Talking to myself. I am worthy of respect because I am respectful of all. Part of respecting other people is trusting them and mentioning that you love them and you appreciate them. So don't forget that, being a good leader. May you lay down your burdens. Be honest about how you feel. Don't push people away. Just clean it up. Okay, pile number 3. That is your reading for today. I hope that helped you in understanding what is going to happen in the near future. If you connected, if you related, let me know in the comments. Give me a like, follow me, subscribe. All of those things that I never ask to do, but like I'm a small channel, very small. So let me know if what I'm doing is resonating and helping. So that's why I'm here. I'm trying to do that. Okay. All right. Bye, Patty. Bye. It's nice to see you. Okay, bye. Hi, pile number 4. I'm cold. I'm still cold. Ooh, I'm slipping. Okay, so before I even sat down with this energy, I have an Encanto song. It's a different one. Stuck in my head. I can move the mountains. I can paint ba-dum-bum. Let me get 3 out of here. There you go. It's supposed to go over there. I'm still getting warm, man. I need a blanket. All my stuff is over here, so I don't want to move quite yet. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna go grab a blanket. I'm getting the sense that, not even just that song, I also had this really random South Park quote that popped into my head. They're taking their gerbs. So let's find out what that's about, huh? All right. Dear angels and guides of the highest truth and compassion, please fill me with light, love, and healing. Help me connect with this message for pile number 4, which is what is going to happen in the near future. Near future. Timeless reading. Let's do it. Thank you for this. It feels very resonant. Is that the word? Reverent? It feels heart open, and there's like a quiet strength
I'm picking up on. There's like a realization of a removal and moving forward and believing you can. But there's like, it's like a quiet strength. It's like a quiet, I can do this. There's like a quiet coming into yourself and moving forward, which is, okay, I gotta call this. I was pulled to put this. Just give me a second, okay? This is a piece of driftwood. I collect a lot of it from the shores of Lake Erie. And they always represent wands to me, personally. And so I'm getting this sense of you realize your power in creation. You realize that you get to decide what you want in your life and a little bit to how you want it. You get to decide. And it's a quiet strength. It's not over explaining in any way. It's not trying to prove. It's just like this realization. I feel like what's coming in the near future is this embracing, this grasping of energy and the realization. Yeah, the knowing, the quiet knowing, a reverent quiet knowing. There's like, it's very spiritually and heart-centered, open and receiving. Like I'm seeing wings spreading open, like you're about to fly. The two healing crystals for you that I was called is labradorite, which is a very healing trauma and past wounds energy. And I feel like you're walking away from a group that no longer resonates with you. There are all these words popping out. Resonates, renewal, reverent, release, rehome. I just heard, which would make sense. Like I threw that one card over there and that felt very relevant. It felt like you are removing yourself from a space that does not uphold your same values. And you're doing so with grace, with peace, I heard. Not grace, but with peace. You have peace in your soul for making this decision. And I'm holding this. This is Green Adventurine. Can I read about it? I don't think, I didn't pull that one card specifically, but I kind of want to read about it. I can move the mountains. Labradorite is see the magic. There is magic all around you. Open your eyes to the many miracles, which that song even says, because it gave us a miracle. Hold on to a miracle. Green, is it just going to be under A? I think it's going to be under Adventurine. I can move the mountains. I can make... And that song starts out where she doesn't think she can do these things. But then by the end of it, she has empowered herself enough to know that she can. Here it is, Adventurine. Create your own luck. Luck starts with you. Simply by changing your energy, you have the power to shape your own fate. The first step is to align your thoughts, beliefs, and energy with what you want. With your little wand. You desire to accomplish your goals. Like a magnet, you can set yourself up for the best possible outcomes in any situation. Your luck is not a coincidence. It's your own creation. Core questions. Do you believe you're lucky? What area of your life could use an infusion of luck? How can you stay open to opportunities? And then start telling yourself, I am a magnet for good fortune. I can move mountains. At the end of the day, identify one lucky thing that happened to you. There's an opening of wings. There's a releasing of burdens. Okay, pile number 4. I'll put you up here if you stay, if you decide to stay. And your curated message that I wrote on a card randomly is no way, no freaking way. How am I hearing it? No way, no freaking way. There's like an, are you serious? I can move mountains. No way. No freaking way. I can move the mountains. I can make the da-da-bum. Bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum ba-da-da-da-da-dum ba-da-da-da-da-dum. I can move the mountains. I can make the ba-da-bum. All right, I'm seeing a story. Okay, alive. May you delight in vitality. Yeah. Any others? Feverfew. Upright. I went right to it. So that's... All right. Something unwanted is coming your way, and you'd be best advised to avoid it. The bitterness of feverfew is enough to keep rats and other pests from the door.
So learn from its defenses. Don't surrender your progress for the sake of being nice. Be ready to protect yourself and everything that you've worked for. Some things are worth a fight. And I just saw 9/11, which is usually like heal energy. This seems like past energy. It's definitely relationship. I am my own best friend and magnetize other loving friendships. And like I said, it's coming back into you are leaving a group of people. I'm hearing a group of people. You are leaving one person, a group of people. You are leaving a scene. And you're going on your own journey. And I'm called right to, like the first most powerful one I was called to was this Page of Swords, but it's also a similar energy to Strength, which wants to be in reverse. This was the first card. And Holly. So there's this energy to protect yourself and what you need, want, and desire. And you are removing yourself from past energies that did not serve you. That came out very strong. And it's a quiet shift. And I am called to read The Friend. I am my own best friend and magnetize other loving friendships. I'm hearing about giving a miracle. Did I not bring this deck over here? Have I not been reading it? Where? Oh, it was hidden. Hidden in plain sight. I am my own best friend and magnetize other loving friendships. The figures pictured in the scene are neither brother and sister, nor are they lovers at this time, though they may become so in the future. They care deeply for each other and want only happiness for their friend, but no romantic feelings have bubbled to the surface of their relationship. Perhaps there will never be any. For now, they are friends, a rare and wonderful thing. It would be a mistake to call them just friends, because there is really no such thing. Their noble birth symbolized by her crown of gold, by his sword, and by their exquisitely fashioned clothing, is a statement that friendship is the noblest relationship of all. All crowns are a symbol of the rays of divinity said to emanate from great beings. This mental energy is seen by those of heightened sensitivity as an aura of light around the head, and its color, density, and intensity can be interpreted to reveal mental health and the general state of mind. The sword carried by the prince is also a symbol for mental energy in the suit of swords in the cards of the tarot. Friendship, in this case, is ruled more by the head than the heart. If you are seeking to make new close friendships or bring more love into your life, you should try to love yourself more. Be your authentic self as best you can, and that will attract more love to you. Also, do not dismiss the possibility that love may come through an introduction from friends, or that it might start out being a platonic friendship. No matter whether it is someone you already know or someone you have yet to meet, the important thing is whether or not the relationship is one built on the solid foundation of mutual respect. Be careful if you display the all too common tendency to think that someone who is nice and kind must be weak and boring. Too many people are looking for excitement because they think that uncontrollable, unpredictable uncertainty is what love is. Real love is exciting because the two of you care so much about each other and show it in every way. Oh God, that was a long one. Feverfew. I'm called back to that. Best advised to avoid it. Now I'm called to Hyena upright. I can move the mountains. I can make the water down. I can... There it is. Humor, wit, sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance. There's another R. Reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hold old resentments in relationships or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? When in balance, charming, witty, fun to be around. Bat in reverse. We're gonna read next. And I just heard, and at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. When out of balance, refuses to let go, reminisces. There's another re. Lots of re. Wonder if this has to do with like an ex. Reimagine, I'm hearing. Reimagine. This doesn't feel like, when I look at this, no way, no freaking way. It feels like a quiet, no way. I'm trying to understand it. No freaking way. Is it negative? Yes. Is it positive? No. Oh. That was a bummer. May you delight in vitality. I'm still hearing that At last I saw the light. Bat in reverse. This is a more confusing energy for some reason. Oh, because there's masking involved. You're hiding energy away. Oh yeah, you're hiding some of your trauma away and things that happened to you. And it's kind of like, and you're not speaking your truth in that regard. And so it's kind of like eating away at your own self-confidence. All right, but the bat upright, okay, is a master of the subtle senses of the underlying forces that cause some things to prosper and others to fade. The bat card shows us to signify the ending of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns, no more lingering in the past. And so like that, the idea of the dawn coming, maybe that's, at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. But you do need to move out of this environment. It's still calling for me to read Bat in reverse. And it's like the song. I keep shaking my head like I don't want to believe something, or like I'm not. All at once, everything is different. Now that I see you, now that I see you. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. Yeah, there's a lot with releasing the past. And what ails you is what impales you. That's a Green Day song. There's a lot of green that's popping up here. You don't want to do this, though. You're so, like, this energy is just, I know I said quiet confidence. All at once, everything feels different. Now that I see you. May you delight in vitality. It's the heart chakra. I was doing a lot of this, wasn't I? Was that this pile? Yeah. May you seek adventure. Yeah. There's a lot with feeling alive and embracing. You're gonna go on an adventure, but you gotta release that past, which is gonna be easy because moving to the forward in of itself is moving from the past. So, strength is in reverse. I'm so tired. What's going on? I'm exhausted in this energy. All right. Jade, be the bigger person. And that wants to flip over. And then Unikite, live in the now. There's a lot with just like living. All at once, everything feels different. Rest, that makes sense. I'm getting a lot of like, maybe you need to rest before your journey. Now that I see you. Okay, there's a lot of healing happening and taking place. And I said green and pink. Unikite is a lot of those as well. I actually want to read, no you don't? Yeah, I do. I do too. I want to read about Unikite for you. Of course, Jade was right there as well. Do you often take things personally or get defensive? Take the high road. You have the power to choose how to interact with the people in your life. You can either lift each other up or drag each other down. You can be small and give your power away, or you can be the bigger person and stand strong in your convictions. To elevate your spiritual maturity, be mindful. Respond instead of react. Don't take things personally. Listen without getting defensive. Instead of letting conversations and encounters get to you, brush them off and maintain your composure. The quiet confidence. This is your power. Sometimes you say more by keeping silent and get farther by remaining still. Fascinating. Get farther by remaining still. And I'm still getting a sense of you can do it. Like the Encanto song. I can move the mountains. I can make the da-dum-dum. So like I'm still getting that sense. So I feel like there is a tendency to say harsh things and to push people away and keep yourself safe. I'm getting a sense of like envy in here too. Like that thought of they're taking our jabs. There's a sense of like, oh yeah, denial. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so the curated message that I wrote, the no way, no freaking way, is kind of dismissing the reality, what's happening. I think it was negative when I was thinking it. No way, no freaking way. I think there's a bit of jealousy in that, and there is some anger in this. There's frustration for sure, but it's quiet, it's resentful, it's tiny. And that resentment is your shadow side, and you actively push the shadow side away using humor or like picking on people. I'm hearing like just kind of like rage baiting. I'm hearing you kind of you dig at people because you're unsatisfied and you're jealous and you're like green with envy, but you say these things, you put people down for like, you say it's joking too. You're saying that it's joking. But what you don't realize is that you're saying it because you're insecure and you kind of want what other people have, or you're frustrated. There's a need to focus on your own life and your present moment, and to realize that you don't compare. There's a comparison element here. Like if you compare yourself to someone else, you feel like you're falling short, but you don't admit that. You just make the other person feel like they're short, which is a really toxic trait, by the way, just so you know. It's not the best trait. So I think this is encouraging you. What is going to happen in the near future is hopefully you learn how to be a better friend, be a bigger person. And I know this says be the bigger person, but I think it's more, yeah, there's a sensitivity here. Maybe you do have a tendency to react and to play off somebody else's emotions, and then to kind of use them as the excuse for why you act that way. If someone takes your job, you know, it's their fault. They took my job. It's their fault. So you definitely lose yourself in blaming. And so you're stuck because you're negative. And then you've created other negative relationships around you. And so you're like two magnets repelling each other, literally. And you will repel goodness in your life. And if that's what you want, okay. But if it's not what you want, you need to be a bigger person. You need to be a better person. You need to stop it. And now I'm going to read about strength. No, I'm going to read about, oh my gosh, I'm indecisive right now. Hyena, it wants me to read again. I'm getting cheetah keeps popping up at me. Like maybe you were hurt in the past, like someone cheated on you and you're still resentful about that. Okay, when in balance, charming, witty, fun to be around. To bring into balance is sobriety. So, and it's a sobering energy. So it might not even just be you're an alcoholic or something like that. You need to sober up. You need to clear yourself of this resentment that is pulling you down. And now I'm called back to bat, if I can find that again, because that keeps going away. I can move the mountains. I can make, oh, I found it again. Darkness, letting go, death leading to rebirth. So yeah, maybe your trauma was also someone dying in your life, and it was a jolting situation, and you might have a lot of anger related to the grieving process that you are misdirecting towards loved ones who are just there. The bat is a master of the subtle senses. You don't think you can take a leap. You don't think you can fly, is what I'm seeing here. You do not think you're strong. You do not think, you think innately all of these things, and it's affecting your relationships with others. You're jealous. You're jealous. There's an underlying jealousy that needs to be focused on and needs to be dealt with, because it is burning you out. It is keeping you stuck. Okay, so what's the future though? Because I feel like I'm just nagging this person. I'm just hearing a lot of, but they get to, but I don't, but you didn't, and I didn't, and you didn't, but I didn't, but I'm getting a lot of this energy. And so the answer to that is to stay focused on your own life, stay focused on you being a better person. That's what I'm hearing. So what is their future? What is it going to be? Because I haven't read it yet. Page of Sword, I keep tapping. Page of Swords is like you're going to start your journey. You're going to start picking up the slack for your own life. This page is full of wild energy and drive. They are relentless in their action and do not sit still for long. They never run out of crazy things to do or say. A true idealist, they can be a little exhausting in youthful determination. If the page is you, dive headfirst into your wild schemes and plans and find those who will support you in your crazy ideas. Yeah, so you're going to make things happen. Good. I'm glad to hear that from you. So maybe you really are stuck in this energy of just resentment and not doing a lot because you don't think you can do it. You're still in that energy of, I can't move the mountains. But your future is, you are going to start to realize that. And a big part of that is realizing you're on your own path. You do not need to compare yourself to anybody else's path. And the more you do that, the less you compare yourself to other people and what they look like, what they're doing, how they're saying things, stuff like that, the more you can come into your own power, because it is unique, truly only to you. You will leap into that. And this is in reverse, so let's take a look-see. Rabbit in reverse. There's a lot of like animal energies in this one. Rabbit in reverse. Afraid of everything, overwhelmed and frozen. There's that stuck energy I was talking about. The rabbit loves, okay, when out of balance, over-explains, talks fast. So maybe it's telling you to be quiet. Maybe it's telling you to pull back your energy, like, shut up, dude. Just shut up. You're not convincing yourself, you're not convincing us. That's the energy I'm hearing. There might be like you are running your mouth. There's definitely a lot with communication here where you're not being honest about how you feel and you're running from the truth. You're like, no way, no freaking way. And it is very not a good friend. And it's coming from that energy of you are low-key judging yourself based on whoever you're talking bad about. And I don't want to be that mean girl, but everyone can see it. Like, they do see it. And the only person that doesn't want to see it is you. You are running from the truth in front of you, which is you're bitter, you have resentment, you are jealous, you have all these really negative feelings, and they are holding you back. No one took anything from you. Everything is as it should be. And I think the more that you engage with that energy, you will find some empowerment in the continuation of your journey, because your journey is going to continue and it'll take you with it while you're resentful and bitter, and you're just going to miss the great things happening around you, which is why it wants you to focus on being alive and being in the present moment. Don't get caught up in this. No way, no freaking way. Find a way, focus on being a good friend, like actually being a good friend. And maybe it's difficult for you to be a good friend because you're not around good friends. You know, like maybe the people around you kind of suck and maybe you need to detox from them. And that's scary to go out by yourself. I'm reminded of, this is Holly, and I'm reminded of Holly from Stranger Things and her journey and perseverance through struggle. And I am getting this sense where you would have to begin a journey of, first of all, humbling yourself and recognizing where you have been a bad friend. And secondly, realizing you might have to start afresh and open up and be vulnerable about how lonely you do really feel and how outcasted you do really feel. I can move the mountains. I can make the da-da-bum. Citrus is coming out here. Let's take a look-see. It's going to be about vitality and infusing your life with joy. I said it and I'm saying it. This is a card of capability. I can move the mountains. This is a card of capability and empowerment. You've been stuck in a limbo lately, waiting for someone to make the time to help you. Ultimately, however, it will be faster to brush up on the skills you lack and do things yourself. Yeah. I feel like you're running your mouth, you're talking things out with a lot of people and being like, but they, and then this, and then, oh my God. And like, there's like an immature energy here. And that's why I'm seeing like, no way, no freaking way. There's like gossip and it's really mean girly. Like it's really resentful. It's really bitter. And I just keep getting the sense of like, you're feeding yourself such negative beliefs and thoughts, and the more you feed that to your soul and your heart and your whole being, the more evil you're gonna turn, is what I hear. Like, I'm not one to say like the devil and stuff, but I am here to say that we create our own hell, and it feels like you're just really stuck in your own hell right now, but you're also very closed off from it. Like, whatever. You're very vastly neck deep in denial with this. But the more that you're starting to drown in these emotions and these feelings, and the more that they're building, because you're creating all this like stressful energy and these beliefs, and the underlying energy is, I can't do this, I can't do this, I don't know how to do this, I can't do this. But you're not speaking it, you're not saying it clearly, you're hiding it under this other bitterness and these talks that you're like, until finally you're going to be overwhelmed by it. Hopefully you don't get to that point. Rabbit in reverse. Oh yeah, the overwhelm. It was talking about overwhelm. Be like a citrus fruit with all its important nutrients. Fill yourself with value and strength that will benefit you both now and in the future. So instead of like feeding and drinking these negative thoughts and beliefs and like, they did this to me and I can't do things, I'm incapable and I'm limited and things like that. You gotta, what do they gotta do? You gotta start taking in the good stuff. Because like you're not seeing it around you. You're so distracted and focused on the bad stuff and you're talking about it constantly that it keeps you focused on the bad stuff. It's like that, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Anytime you catch yourself speaking evil, I think that's I don't know, it can be really difficult to teach self-awareness. So I recommend, if you're not sure where to start, just start journaling your thoughts and stay quiet. So keep your thoughts to yourself at this time. Just journal them for yourself, process them for yourself. Don't regurgitate and vomit it all over everyone else around you, okay? Because negativity will bring other people down. That's not being a good friend. And I don't want this to be like toxic positivity. If you do not know how to speak no evil, if you still get in your own way of like bashing other people or judging other people or tearing other people down when you are feeling insecure, then keep your thoughts to yourself. Journal them for yourself. What can I read? More about the citrus. You're in limbo lately. Eat good fruit. Good fruit. Foods that nourish your soul. Foods that taste and smell and sound good. I don't know, sound good. Fill your life up with experiences and adventures that make you feel good about yourself and about the world around you. Serve, volunteer, make things you like, pick up a new hobby, learn new skills. But definitely develop communication skills is what I'm hearing, definitely. And ways you can heal this past bitterment, past trauma. Deal with whatever you're denying. Realize that, especially if these people are no longer in your life, you're just drinking poison whenever you think about certain situations. Get professional help if that's what you also need. I'm going to read the last card here. My throat's closing up. I've been talking for hours. Last card I'm going to read for you, I think. Last two cards I'm going to read. Never mind, I didn't read a lot of cards. Bring love into the situation. Upright. That's the answer for you. That's going to bring in this beautiful new situation and new friendships and magnetism. Hops is in reverse, and I'm getting this sense, like, you know, beer hops. So maybe you really are dealing with alcoholism or addiction issues. There are definitely some things you need to let go of, though. Okay, walls, buildings, boulders. Nothing stands in the way of a hop. The Romans called it the wolf among the willows for its ferocious growing habits. It is an explorer, as are you, moving swiftly over and around the obstacles life throws in your way. You are victorious, rising above the odds. Now is not the time to let anything slow you down. But it's in reverse. Slow down, stop talking to people, be quiet, and let go of what doesn't serve you. Get out of this bad communication style that you are choosing. And now strength is upright, and it's the last thing. And before, it was in reverse over here, like it was your journey. This is where you were starting. And now it's, you know, upright at the end, and this is where you're going to end up. So it is a positive. I'm already saying that. I'm saying this for every deck. I don't care if it's positive or not. Oh, look, I'm in denial. That's how easy it can happen. All right. Difficult problems require strength and willpower. Strength can tame a lion, face down her fears and unwanted feelings, bringing them under control through grace and acceptance. Only by reconciling with those scary aspects of ourselves can strength grow and discover true inner calm. Flowers create a link between strength and the lion, and this connection can't be severed. These inner passions, these emotions that feel like they're spiraling out of control and consuming us, need to be accepted peacefully or they'll end up controlling us. And I've been saying it. You're in denial. No way. No freaking way. No way. No freaking way. No way. No freaking way. It's still denial every time. Stop. Just be honest. Get out of your fears. Bring in new friendships. It will take courage to approach these possibly frightening aspects of yourself. It will also take compassion and tenderness, as only then can you find the inner strength and power to make yourself whole. You have to accept your fears, your anxieties, and your feelings because they are part of you. You can't cut them off. You may find yourself dealing with a difficult problem, but it can be dealt with through grace, maturity, and strength. You can move the mountains. Okay, yeah, bring love into the situation. That is going to be the key to staying in the present moment. Focus on the love, man. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. And yeah, the friend. I am my own best friend and magnetize other loving friendships. Focus on friendship. If you find yourself just like, be the bigger person, you can do it. You can. You can do it. No way, no freaking way. Yes, yes way. You can do it. God. All right. Okay. Pile number 4. That was you, right? Pile number 4. All right, you have a nice day, okay? You can do it. You can do the things. Okay, bye. Sorry, I almost knocked things down there. Okay. All right. Before I sat down and I was trying to like clear my energy and space, my throat's getting a little tired. You know, I've been talking for hours. I heard, Leata Maria. So it might be like a connection with religion, or there's a need for spiritual connection is what I'm kind of getting the sense for. I'm rubbing my head with moonstone. And then amethyst popped out, which is like clear understanding. It's third eye. So did I say, oh, hi, pile number 5? 5 piles today. That's a lot for me to read. And today's reading is what is going to happen in the near future. And this one says, don't tempt me. It feels like, and I was getting like symbols of like warnings. And there's like a little bit of like aggression, fear stuff going on here. Ooh, ooh, and look what this one just in reverse. It says, the initiator in reverse. I overcome resistance and do what must be done now. So this is your current energy I'm feeling, is that you do not overcome resistance. You are oppressed and you're not doing what you must do. Is what I'm getting the sense of. That is an energy. The lamb is in reverse. Crow upright. Buffalo upright. Fish upright. Bee upright. Wow, you've got a lot. Mushrooms reverse. Wow, whoa. You have another, like an alder in reverse. The emperor is in reverse. Knight of Cups also in reverse. Rebirth is in reverse. Ooh. And then you've got healing cards. Wild in reverse. May you express all that you are. And you are not doing that right now. Play is in reverse. May you seek out fun and connection. And you're not letting yourself, you're being controlled. You're like a lamb in reverse. Like you're there. It's not a fun energy. There's something going on. And then I heard just keep swimming. And I was pointing to the fish. And the moon didn't want to up. Your commitment is being tested and it's upright. And I just heard, where do we go from here? Emperor in reverse. I mean, I'm already getting the sense that you're feeling very oppressed and controlled right now, and you want to fly away. Boundaries and structure make us feel safe. The Emperor is full of authority and creates a world full of rules and laws. She is a comforting answer to the chaos of the natural world, but she is rigid and uncompromising on her stony throne. She requires logic and reason above all else, and she is unafraid to lead and take the reins to shape the world around her. Though she lords over a powerful and grand cityscape, the river of life has slowed to a trickle behind her. And this is in reverse. So you're not feeling in control of your own life. It does say, protect yourself if you need to. Don't allow others to walk all over you, and don't be afraid to stand up, take charge, and force change. Logic and reason may be the best approach for a particular problem, and by creating some stability in your life, you may be able to release some anxiety. Don't lose touch with your compassion, though. Stubbornness and stoicism will not always be the best answer. Rebirth is in reverse. I'm definitely going to read that right now. And it's a snake. Unlike the butterfly card, whose rebirth requires a great change, the snake's rebirth is superficial in comparison. Whilst they shed their skin to grow, they remain a serpent beneath as opposed to a new being entirely. They are still inherently the same and unchanged. The shadow reading of this card may be warning you of shallowness, small-mindedness, or difficulty seeing another point of view. That makes so much sense, by the way, because that song that I have stuck in my head, I don't know if you know what it is, but it's from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And it's the evil guy who's like overly religious. He's singing it and he's like trying to say, oh, this is Esmeralda's fault. It's Esmeralda because she's wild and playful and she enjoys life and she's kind of turning me on a little bit, but I can't let her know. And this is all her fault. And so the fact that this card says, don't tempt me, first of all, it's a little creepy. There's like sexual frustration here. Birds and bees. I'm seeing a lot of birds and a bee. So there's like a lot of pent up sexual energy here. And there is a need for protection and protecting loved ones and family is what I'm hearing and seeing. I don't think you are the person who is... I'm getting the sense that you are in the midst of realizing how oppressed you are. Help me. Read the bee, it says. I'm confusing energies here. Be upright. Earnest, hardworking, and democratic. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. That makes sense too. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then sting. Content, active, and vibrant. And to bring into balance, a mini vacation. So this was the first energy here. I feel like there's I'm getting a sense there was a tower moment. Is it soon to come or what's to come? Okay. Overall, oh my goodness. All right. Protecting innocence is what I keep coming back to. Protecting inner child, protecting this joy, protecting your joy, protecting happiness, protecting your peace. You need to find a space where it's safe to play and be wild and messy and yourself and to be accepted. You need to be safe is what I'm just like. This really is more of a warning one. So what is going to happen in the near future? Mushroom in reverse. 31. Just like fungus bodies that spread underground, hiding until they're ready to flourish upwards, you've been busy working away in the background. You're wearing yourself thin for the sake of those who don't even realize you've been burning the candle at both ends. If you're not careful, you'll reach a point where you'll burn yourself out. Catch this behavior before it gets out of control. Find someone to help with your workload or compromise on areas that don't require as much attention. Be your own helping hand and find a way to balance your energy better. You're wearing yourself thin for the sake of those who don't even realize you've been burning the candle at both ends. If you're not careful, you'll reach a point where you'll burn yourself out. I overcome resistance and do what must be done now. So it seems like you're going against your own intuition. I'm going to read about the alder in reverse. 43. Drawing this card is warning that a conflict is on the horizon. Yeah, I keep seeing warning. There's a warning. There's a warning. You're gonna get stung. There's a warning. There's a warning. There's a warning. There's a warning. Warning. This is the near future. And then I just heard cherry bomb. And I'm called to crow. There's so many crows in here. This one's in reverse. So maybe you feel like there's a... Help me? There's so much. Yeah, okay. So your thoughts, you've got a lot of paranoia, and it's toying with your ability to just play and have fun, which is the antidote to a beautiful life. There's a thing of like going with the crowd because crows like to hang out together, buffaloes, like there's a crowd swimming, fishes, school of fish, hive mind, the bees. There's a lot with community. Fungus even like is connecting a bunch of areas. There's like this whole idea of going with the crowd, going with everyone else. And if you hear any thoughts that are telling you and directing you a different way, if they are going against the grain with everyone else and what they're doing and wanting, you're not going to listen to it, and you're going to like put up your walls and not listen and try to like la 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 la. But there is a need to do that. There's a need to move forward. And this energy is keeping you stuck in some way. All right, when tension does occur, try not to retaliate. A quarrelsome reaction will only make things worse. Try to play the mediator instead. But it's in reverse. And I gotta read this crow because like there's so many crows here. Murder. Maria. Spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When in balance, psychic, strong, and clear. Okay. Rose quartz, open up your heart. Labradorite was in reverse, and it's see the magic. So I think you are just kind of ignoring your inner guidance system, which is leading you towards your own joy, like what would bring you joy. So what is going to happen in the near future is the Alder in reverse.